rebuilding rhythms, okay? So we're not talking about rigid routines or packed schedules. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that because that's overwhelming. But rhythms that support your energy, rhythms that support your clarity and your sense of calm in your mood. So let's be honest here, okay? So many of us are running on empty. Maybe we feel like, and this might be aging me a little bit, but the movie Groundhog's Day? Teresa will know what movie I'm talking about. But maybe you feel like you're living in that movie, Groundhog's Day. If you don't know that movie, you're a lot younger than me, and that's okay. But that movie was on repeat. He wakes up every day, does the same thing, and he's like stuck in the same thing every day. Do you ever feel like you just go to bed, wake up, go to work, do things, and go back to bed, right? Or feeling like you're, surviving our days instead of experiencing them, really experiencing them. Or maybe you just literally wake up and you crash land into the day, and it's sort of like what will be, and you're just reacting to everything and everyone around you. It's kind of like feeling like a puppet. Oh, I guess I'll just go over here. Oh, wait, they need me over here. Oh, back over here. Right? Does anyone feel any of that when I'm speaking about those things? Put an emoji in the comments or tell us what part of that landed with you. But I want to tell you, I would say probably 7 years ago, that used to be my life where I would just sort of crash land into the day. And I was kind of a puppet in here and there and everywhere. And I'd kind of forget about taking care of myself. And I was just surviving. And that had to stop because that leads to massive, massive burnout. And I started to learn things like discipline and different things that I'm going to teach you today are going to be things that you can start applying immediately when we're done with this workshop. Immediately. And you're going to feel so much better by Friday. And I can't wait to see your check-ins on the Friday post to tell us what you've been doing and what you've been changing. Because we deserve to be experiencing the day, not just existing and surviving in our day, right? So if any of that resonated with you, please share that in the comments. But the good news is this week, like I said, we're changing all of that. Who's ready for change? Put in the comments, change, change, change. I want to see who's ready for change. Hey, Nicole, thank you for hopping on. Such a sweet friend. Rhonda, I see you. Thanks for hopping on. Okay, so why do rhythms matter? We're going to get into this. So did you know your body and your brain thrive on rhythm, not hustle? We're designed to move through waves of energy and rest. But when we wake up and jump straight into chaos, no fuel, no breath, no structure, we burn out fast. God wants us to rest. I got to pull up my notes because I have to read something for you. Teresa says, change. Yes, we are ready for change. I want to read this to you. Hang on, I got to pull up my notes. I saved this the other day. God wants us to rest. Okay? Where did the idea of a 7-day week come from? Throughout history, cultures have experimented with varying the number of days in a week. But the most enduring pattern for human work and rest is woven into how the Creator made us. When God first created the world, He finished all He wanted to do in 6 days. He could have moved on to the next project, His to-do list, but instead, God intentionally rests and enjoys His creation. This is the standard pattern of work and rest created for us from the beginning. How we create and produce reflects how we are created in His image. Just like God, we make things and name them. We work and we rest. When we intentionally stop working to enjoy the blessings of just being in a relationship with God, one another, and His world, we reflect His image too. When God rests, that does not indicate laziness or exhaustion from work. From the beginning, God models a rhythm of work followed by rest and reflection. Rather than pausing out of tiredness or when we finally finish our long list of projects, God asks us to plan a time to rest every single week. When it comes to knowing when it's time to take a break, choose the rhythms of our Maker over the exhaustion-driven routines. Literally, God dropped this in my lap because I'm talking about rhythms. I had this all ready to talk to you about, and this landed in my lap like the other day, and I was like, what? So I just thought that was so cool. So cool. If that blessed you or hit you, tell us in the comments. You know, God wants us to rest. So think of rhythms. You guys think of this. Who goes bowling? Who goes bowling here? I've been bowling. It's been a long time since I've been bowling, but rhythms are like the bumpers in the bowling lane, how they help you stay on track, even when life throws you curveballs. So think of it that way. So let's stop trying to force more discipline and instead start layering in gentle rhythm, one doable step at a time. You guys are going to hear me saying one doable step at a time a lot throughout this month. So you know I have a board ready to show you about how your mindset shapes your day. I did this in the last workshop and I'm going to do it again today. So in case you missed it, I need to talk about it again. So I want to teach you something powerful that most people do not know. And that is how your thoughts affect your feelings, which drive your actions and ultimately your results. People stay stuck because they're living in default mode and do not realize that this powerful tool can literally change their life if they practice it daily. And like I said, this is a daily practice for me. When I'm not doing it, and the more that you do it, I gotta say, the more it comes naturally, okay? It really, really comes naturally, and it really will change your life. So I want to show you an example of someone who is saying, I don't have a consistent routine. And I'm going to show you, last week I talked about how that negative thought loop can just keep going and going and going. And a lot of times people are living this unconscious cycle where they don't really understand why they're stuck. That was me years ago. Before I learned this, I couldn't figure out why I was stuck. I had no idea that I could literally take control and sort of reframe a thought that would actually put me into action, feeling different and getting things done. And it's something you have to work on, But I want to show you this negative loop here with this, with the circumstances that I don't have a consistent routine. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. Can you see this? Hopefully. So the circumstance, we're looking at the top. This negative thought loop is the circumstances I don't have a consistent routine. And that creates a thought. We know when the circumstances I don't have a consistent routine, the thought is I always fall off. Or maybe the thought is, you know what, I never stick to anything. That's why I don't have a consistent routine. I just never stick to anything. That thought creates a feeling of defeat, and you just feel defeated. And with defeat, you don't try anything. You don't even try. And maybe you just scroll your phone instead, and the next thing you know, it's like Groundhog's Day, and you go to bed and start over again. Nothing changes and you feel worse. Right? So if we take this and think of an empowering thought, which is here, an empowering thought, the circumstance is still the same. You still have no routine yet. And I didn't put the word yet there. I should put the word yet. No routine yet. Okay. And your thought around, I still have no routine yet, but your thought is, I can rebuild one small habit at a time. This is an empowering thought versus a negative thought. The negative thought, I never stick to anything. See, we still have the same circumstance, but we're choosing a different thought about it. And the thought is, I can rebuild one small habit at a time. And that makes you feel hopeful. when you think I can rebuild one small habit at a time, it makes me feel hopeful. And when I feel hopeful, I can choose one rhythm. I can go for a walk. I can morning journal. I can do some stretching or some devotions. And the result of that is that when you do that, you feel better, you feel more energy, and you feel more confidence. This reminds me of Lainey getting all the things done in her house because she decided to choose a different thought that she can start with something small, right? And so I want you to just see the negative thought loop versus an empowering thought that literally gets you going. So one thought changes your whole entire day. So if that hit anybody, tell us in the comments. Tell me what's landing for you when I talk about that. Does it sound hard? Does it sound doable? Does it sound too good to be true? Laura says, yes, I have to remember that. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. So true, Laura. Ask yourself, what thought are you starting your day with right now? And is it giving you energy or is it draining you? And you know the feeling. You know, draining feels like you can feel it in your chest. If your thought is creating an energy, you feel light on your feet, almost like dancing. And when you feel light on your feet and dancing, you get things done. But if you start with a negative thought, right, it's draining you. Even, yeah. So do you start your day scrolling or hearing the news and it creates fear and anxiety or worry? And by the way, I have to tell you, our brains are not designed to handle all of that first thing in the morning. Anyone see this happening in our world right now? Whew, you turn the news on, you open your phone, it's like almost scary sometimes. Especially when you become aware of the fact that you need to protect your peace because these things are affecting you in a negative way. I've been there, done that. It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. Or do you just hit do you go all day and then you hit the bed and when it's quiet, does worry set in or fear set in or anxieties or stresses about the day? Both of those things have happened to me. And I've had to practice daily on how to protect my peace. Who here gets worried or anxious? Put a 1 in the comments if that is you. If you ever get worried or anxious, put a 1 in the comments. Yeah, Laura, I like that thought. Good morning. Let's get this day rolling. That's an empowering thought. I love that. We're going to be talking about how we can wake up and get in the right direction, in the right space, protecting your peace. So if you are dealing with anxiety, worry, fear, I want to tell you this. I heard a podcast just a couple days ago. It's awesome how God knows, like, here's what she's talking about, and I'm going to bring her this to share. I'm like, I hear you. I hear you. So this podcast, she was talking about fear or worry, and she was saying, when you wake up in the morning and ask yourself, if I was not afraid of whatever it is that you're afraid of, or if I was not anxious about whatever that is that you're anxious about, what would I be doing differently? If I was not afraid of, or if I was not anxious about blank, 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 what would I be doing differently? How would I be living? Ask yourself that daily, and it will help you be more aware and intentional of living a life not held back by fear or worry. Hello! Put a high five in the comments if that hit you. It really hit me the other day when I heard it. I was like, whoa. He is so faithful, yes. In the Bible, God says, do not worry 365 times. What? God knew we would worry. God knew that would come up. But he reminds us over and over again, 365 times, to do not worry, do not be anxious, do not be afraid. I love Philippians 4, 6 through 7. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and peace of God, the peace of God, will guard your hearts and your minds. And I claim that because there's so much going on in our world where the enemy is using these things to plant seeds of worry, doubt, fear. We're done. We're done with it. God says, don't be anxious, don't be afraid. Guard your hearts and guard our minds. And we have to do that. We have to be active about that. Say amen if that hits you. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about simple routines. Get it a little bit lighter here, okay? That was a little heavy. So you don't need a full-blown routine with checklists and timers. You just need anchors, something to anchor you down. So let me share a few things that you could try this week to help kind of set some really simple routines. Okay, are you ready? All right, here we go. Some ideas for morning anchors, because we want to be set and solid in the morning, right? With that good thought when we first wake up. Some things that can help you is just getting up, 2 minutes of quiet time, talk with God if you want to, meditate if you want to. And what I really suggest is 30 minutes of no phone, not looking at your phone. Another idea could be writing one gratitude or one intention for the day. So an example for me would be, I'm grateful for my family, and my intention for the day is to be more present once they get home. So not just saying, well, sure, I'll write a gratitude and I'll be intentional. Be very specific. So even if that's what I was choosing for my morning anchor, and I say gratitude is family, be more present once they get home. Be more detailed in how you're going to be present when they get home. I'm going to sit and talk with them. My phone will be put away. I'll have some snacks out when my family gets home so we can, have a snack and talk about each other's day, looking each other in the eyes. Just being really specific helps. Another idea is adding a body balancing drink. I drink my pink drink every single day and with a glass of water. So that's kind of part of my morning routine. Some midday reset ideas. So as you're going throughout your day, sometimes we need a little bit of a reset to help you de-stress, to help you clear your head. Because we can start off great in the morning and then maybe it's like haywire, by noon or 1. Here's some things to reset. Midday. So these are 3 sections, right? Doing things in the morning, midday. If you need to reset, which everybody does in my opinion, step outside and get some sun on your face. Another idea, move your body for 5 minutes. Maybe get up, walk around at the top of every hour. Maybe choose a high protein snack. Eat that high protein snack while you walk outside and let the sun on your face. Okay? So there's some mid-afternoon ideas. And then we've got some evening. Is important to have rhythms in our evening so that we can wind down from the day. Okay? Some ideas could be no scrolling on your phone 30 minutes before bedtime so you don't have the blue light and all that. I personally feel like 1 to 2 hours is even better before bed, just to let you, just calm down. Let's just put the phone away. Dang phones. You could do a simple stretch or breath work. My wind down personally is a hot bath and lymphatic massaging. That's my wind down at night. It's my precious quiet time. Another idea would maybe jot down a win from the day, journal and prayer. I do that also. But here's the key. The key is not to do all of these things at once today, but the key is to pick one rhythm and stick with it until it becomes automatic. Then add in the afternoon and the evening. You just pick one. You'll hear me say that all the time, start small, because if you go in and saying, I'm overhauling the entire day, then it creates overwhelm and it creates you to shut down, and then you have no results. So start small. So one of the rhythms that helps me stay energized and clear-headed, like I said, is my pink drink with active in the morning. This is my second one. Okay, so earlier when I very first get up at 7:30, I mix my pink drink with active, and I grab my devotion every single day. I love this book. It's called 100 Days of Believing Bigger. Oh, it's awesome. You can get it on Amazon. So that's kind of what I do. I've made that part of my morning rhythm. It's the first thing I do. I pair my drink with water as soon as I wake up, and I do that because this helps balance my blood sugars. It helps support my gut health, and it keeps my energy just going throughout the day. No more crashes, no more mid-afternoon slumps like I used to have. I haven't had a Diet Coke in 8 years, and that used to be my go-to. And so this is just simple. It's become part of my feel-good rhythm first thing in the morning. If you've been watching quietly, now is a great time to try this drink while we're rebuilding these rhythms together. So who here already starts your day with a pink drink? Tell us what you love about it. Would love to hear. Oh, Laura said, I have that book. I love it. Just started it. Yeah, I just started it 2 weeks ago, I think. And I just love me a good devotional book. I love it too. So your challenge this week is simple. We're going to wrap this up. Pick one rhythm to rebuild. Start small. Maybe it's how you start your morning, how you break up your day, or how you end the night. Pick one of those. And we will have some journal prompts. I'm going to put those in a graphic. Later today, you'll see that in a post right after this workshop. These journal prompts, you guys, are so powerful. So if you're not doing them, you're totally missing out. This gives you something to write about, and it will just up your results with this whole entire thing. Some examples are, what current rhythm or routine is not serving me well, and how does it impact my energy or mindset? Another one that I like is, how do I typically respond when my routine gets thrown off? How can I respond differently? So these prompts are going to be great for you. And then our affirmation of the week is super important too. I suggest, like last week, print it out, put it on your computer, put it in your bathroom, put it in your car. And that affirmation is, I create rhythms that support my energy, not drain it. One small shift is powerful. So that's your affirmation of the week. I create rhythms that support my energy, not drain it. And when you see that everywhere you go, you're going to be reminded of the choices that you make that are going to help support your energy. Does that make sense, you guys? Tell me what has landed for you in this workshop today. Tell me. Your feedback is so important to me. Your feedback energizes me to keep coming back and keep delivering more and more things that are valuable for you. They're going to help you just have an amazing life. And so I want you to know that about me. You comment, you tell me what's happening. That energizes me. Laura, I'm sure you can relate to that feeling, right? So drop in the comments, what rhythm are you going to try this week? Morning, afternoon, nighttime? And also, you guys, I want you to know that as a certified life coach, I'm offering free life coaching sessions with those of you that attend these workshops. So if you feel like you would like to get unstuck or help uncover something that just seems to have a grip on you, have the courage to reach out to me. It could literally be life-changing for you, like it's been so many times for me. So many times. Even as a life coach, there's times I need to have my life coach me and help me see things a different way. Help me get unstuck if I'm stuck. So don't, have the courage to reach out. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So next week, we're going to explore nourishing your body and your environment. So don't miss it. Know that you're not ever behind. You're rebuilding, and that is so, so powerful. If you miss any of these, you guys can always go back and watch them. I'm uploading them to my YouTube channel, and I'll have the recording here. So you guys, I want you to have an amazing, blessed day, and I cannot wait to see how things go for you this week. All right. If you have any questions, I will answer those. I'm going to look at my phone here. Teresa, I'm taking away identifying my thoughts for the day and making sure my thoughts are positive and not negative. Just even awareness. Having that awareness first thing is very, very powerful. So, Teresa, I would love to do a life coaching session with you too. Dig a little bit deeper into that and just see how amazing that might be for you too. So, all right, everybody, have an amazing day. God bless you all. Tag your friends who are here, and you can share these recordings with them once I post those as well. So, have a great day, you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.